All right, so now for the startup on a 250, of course, this is 250,000 BTUs. And this one's set up a little bit differently, as you can all tell. So we got a different quick release on this. Regal valve, the ASCO valve, which once again, do not touch. It's all preset, electrical power. And then on this one, we have our startup switch on the backside with our 2 breakers. And once again, the 2 breakers, the way you'll know that they went off is they will be out. Control box, once again, nothing has to be touched in here. We got instructions on this side, instructions on the outside, just in case. Before you hook up any power, your thermometer or your temperature indicator. Now this goes right on your heater, and this one has an adapter on the end. This adapter does come off, and it's a 16-inch adapter to an 18-inch. So like this, you don't have to be struggling on what ducting you got. And this goes in the hole. The probe goes in the hole. And then you can just shut your box to make sure nothing drops in there. Keep from shortages. So here's the quick release on this one. I know on most quick releases you have to pull back the slide. On this one, it's very simple. Just grab it from the hose and push forward on it, and it will click on its own. The only time you have to do the slide is to take it off. Now, once again, very simple. Just slide it on, it clicks on. Push it forward, comes off. Now for our power. Hooked up, ready to roll. We go to our power switch. Well, before our power switch, let's make sure our propane tank is on. All right, so now for the opening of the tank, make sure you have your tank turned on. And as you can tell, this is a barbecue tank. And this will run for about 5 hours off this tank. But not only can you run it off this one, we also have a 10-gallon tank that you can run it off of, or you can run it off of the 100-pound tank, which is the bigger one that we have for the 500. Once again, nut and pull, same hookup as a barbecue. So you just, it's a reverse threaded, so keep that in mind. 7/8 wrench, I believe I said. 7/8 will keep you from stripping this. Nice and snug. All right, but we got it hooked up over here. So now we got our propane tank on, and we're ready to fire it up. Once again, half a turn to a full turn. And we go to our power switch, down for fan, up for fire. Get our fan going and fire it up. And then we got our flame. So once again, controlled by the Regal valve. The indicator is just reading the heat coming out of the barrel, not the heat inside of the room. So shutdown for this one. Put the power switch down to fan. That'll cool down the igniter. And then right on to off. So now we're gonna connect the ducting to our treated room, to the room we're gonna treat. And I'm gonna show you how to do it on 250 and on the 500. So very simple. Let me start with the 500. So we got these two clips on the side, clamps, and this slides right over the barrel, 18-inch barrel. Clips right on. You turn it on, this is gonna duct your heat into the room. All right, so pretty simple. Everything's already pre-adjusted to where it clamps on there just perfect. On the 250, you open up the clamps, same thing. This one, it's a little bit more tricky. You gotta slide it over the adapter so it gets back to the clamps. And then you could put your probe right through. And that's how that would go. Now, from here, so now we bring our ducting into the room. We're gonna heat treat the whole room. Most common affected areas would be the bed and the couch, chairs. One thing about this, we're gonna be pushing 500,000 BTUs. Things we don't wanna point this thing at is furniture, wood furniture. You could destroy the laminate on the outside of it. Also, your electronics, TVs, etc. Refrigerator, you don't want to point it exactly at that. Or your own equipment, your fan. Fans are meant for high heat, but not for having the heat directly on them or them sucking the heat out of the ducting. That will melt your fan. How hot it's going to be getting in here. It will be able to handle, but not direct heat. So once again, if you just get onto greentechheatsolutions.com and see some more of our videos on how to do a proper setup for the heat treatment.